both are from Canada, and usually both are professors and working in emotional intelligence. So we had seminars. Then we have this LinkedIn live sessions. This is very great. I got positive feedback, and I'm really excited. And this is my good experience. This recently only 10 episode I did. Now I stop because I'm here, so I don't want to mismatch all the things. So I stop 2 months. So otherwise, every week I used to have LinkedIn live sessions, so that many people will come and they will share their own experience, and then they will feel in different ways. They are from, he is from think tank president, which is appointment from Prime Minister. He is direct Vishnu Raj Upriti. He is think tank president. Directly he is connected with Prime Minister in Nepal. Just now he recently finished his tenure. Then another professors from Sri Lanka and in different countries. Likewise, different topic we'll have, and we'll have panel discussions, and they are from also Australia, then Africa. This is the topic. Then this is my LinkedIn live sessions. So I have conducted approximately 10 LinkedIn live sessions. After going here, that will be continue every week. So this first, I requested Radhakrishna sir, he also did 2 live sessions. One topic I have given building goals, and another topic I have given Radha sir. Like he is our vice president at Amity University, he also has talk. And then another is John Trexler, he is the founder of Mobile Education. Morning presentations from Sri Lanka, I think so. She has written his name because he is the founder of Mobile Education. He also presented twice in my Zoom. He presented in the Zoom, not live session. Then another research, he talked about the 3EQ. Then she is from Professors Turkey. He is from one of the policy makers in Nepal. And he is from Canada, talk about employee engagement. Ma'am talk about toxic workplace environment. Dr. Rajiv Supal, he is DIG, former DIG in Nepal, and he used to work as cyberbullying. He works at that. Madam Annapurna, she is from India. She is good speaker about emotions. She talk about emotional abuse. And he is the Dr. Ramari Lamchani. He is the former Director General of Colombo Plant Staff College, Philippines. He talks about life skill education because before he was member secretary of CTBT, vocational education in Nepal. So he is well experienced in this field. And Dr. Sulosana, she is from Sri Lanka. She talked about crucial women's empowerment. Just now she got awarded from Parliament in the United Kingdom. Then another honorable, she is from Maldives. She talks about sustainable and digital era. And then she is the 100 influencing leader. She talks about sustainable development. Then we have another Mrs. Zalman. She talk about building confidence. What I realized that definitely, of course, people have more confidence for resiliency systems. So what we can learn from them. So we're thinking on this area. So I decided to call him and have this type of sessions. And another, we have another education in the age of AI. They have group in AI group, but really they are working audio chat in the WhatsApp. That is by Dr. Ramesh Sharma. He is from India, and then likewise one person from Bhutan. He presented very nicely intellectual property rights. He used to present in the European countries also. And then another entrepreneurship mindset. We have talked about different mindset. So he is from Hadin, and then he has talked about ChatGPT, how it's working in education and research. So he presented very nicely, and ma'am presented about law and life skill education, it is paper writing. Then another doctor, he presented very nicely champions of positivity. And another professor, he is from UK, he presented career development and visions. Madam Maria, she is the good personality. She used to conduct lots of international conferences. She presented, she also presented. And another persons likewise, another Dr. Siva Tripathi, now he is in Germany. He also presented humanism. We had humanism chapter in different countries. First it has originated in Germany, now he is the chapter of Indian chapter, he works. And then madam, she talks about entrepreneurship skills and adaptability. She is from Dubai. She is also role models in women's empowerment. And as casing, he also used to have a different type of webinar. So he talks about sustainable educations, our Jagdish sir self-awareness. He is the guest speaker in this conference also. Like this way and another persons. So we have seen self-management, how it can work in Mahabharata, how they utilize in Gita, likewise, how Daniel Goleman has talked about self-management. Like this way, different topic we have covered it. And then recently I saw that our great person from Kerala is B.M. Sasikumar sir. So I welcome her because Radha sir introduced me with him. So I meet him and I also went to his program. And this is our project. We are discussing what can be done in life skill education. And he is from MIT University. He also came in Nepal. So I welcome and we had 2 or 3 days visit with him. So this is simple things I am doing till now. Now let's these forums have some insight and I also can learn. Thank you so much for providing this wonderful platform. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. For the beginning work in Nepal, you have connected almost all the parts of the world into your activities. So congratulations and go ahead. Now I request Mr. S. Jyotish Chandran, Chairman and Managing Director, Jyotish Educational Charitable Trust, Thiruvananthapuram.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Now the time became 12:15. The morning over. I know you are all keenly waiting to get lunch. Let me ask one simple question, take it very positive. Anyway, first of all, our respected moderator and other panelists on the dais and my dear delegates. Let me ask a simple question, and that question is to be taken as positive. How many of you are sitting here to listen our words? Please raise your hands. Only 1 or 2 already raised. 2 or 3 or 5. Now all will rise. Now all will rise. That is quite natural. The first I got only 1 hands up. This is what is the problem facing by the teachers. We all are talking about the problems related to syndicate, senate, vice chancellors, universities, of course colleges and even schools. The thing is, the new gens are not at all ready to listen. All are ready to speak. If our moderator is calling any of you, you will come and speak. That's why I am here. But if I am speaking something, the people are not at all ready to listen. What is the meaning of this speech? This is the biggest college in Trivandrum district and one of the reputed colleges in not only in Kerala state, in our country. Thousands of students are studying in various courses in around 19 higher education institutions in this marvelous campus. But here there are vacant chairs. This is what is seeing everywhere in our state, in Trivandrum. I have visited, I am a representative of a school, not one school, many schools. I could visit and talk in Women's College Trivandrum, NSS College Trivandrum, MG College or SN College, St. Xavier's College, like many colleges. They are also say, I saw the same vacancies. Related to Kerala, recently we were there along with the Dr. Vyas, Madam, Whistle Director. Even Dr. Vyas, Madam, and other dignitaries reputed dignitaries, and then the chief guest of that day, our health minister, Vinajot Madam also came. But even then, around 50 people were there, but around 500 chairs. More than 500 or even 1,000 chairs are there in that biggest auditorium in the Women's College. But the number of listeners sitting in front of their class only. Anyway, I want to talk. I know it is related to life skills. What I am talking is, I started with life skills only. This is the life skill. This is the life skills we have to inculcate among the children from their childhood. When they are grown up, and some bald-headed or grey-headed people are there, they are very good listeners, which I am observing from the beginning. Because they are having that culture that goes from the schooling and the college. We are talking about the life skills related to whichever the 10 parameters introduced by WHO, whatever it is. First of all, realize ourselves. We have to make our children realize themselves. Whom you are. What I am. How much caliber I possess. What are the merits I possess? What are the demerits I have? These are all to be identified, and the demerits have to be corrected. That can be only done by guided by teachers as well as parents. Nowadays, we are facing in schools both not only the teachers, even the parents. The main role is for the parents, both mother, father. No, not that much. Grandmother, grandfather, uncle, auntie, or grandparents. Many are there. They are all living in 19th or 20th centuries. They were not reached in 21st century or this digital era. We are all in the 5G era. But we have to make the people cope up with that 5G era or that digital era. To know about the importance and the value of the artificial intelligence and all. When we are all talking about the intrapersonal skills or interpersonal skills, many are failing in their controlling their emotions. When I was studying in school, that time I heard or we were all heard about IQ, Indian quotient. But after the 80s and 90s, Daniel Goleman find out this importance of emotional intelligence, social intelligence, passion quotient. I am very much passionate in teaching, and you are all passionate with your own jobs. If you are not passionate with your jobs, you cannot survive in that career. G.G. Thompson sir is very much passionate in that educational sector, even though he was a bureaucrat. That is why still sir is continuing in this field. So that passion is to be inculcated among the children, where there is a role of teachers and parents. Where the social inclusion, when we are talking about the social inclusion or these parameters and all, first of all, as a social animal, the children should know about how interact with other people, how respect others. If a child wants to respect teacher or a parent or his peer group, he or she has to first respect herself or himself. If one person to respect himself or herself, that child or the student should know about the qualities he or she possesses. If he or she has to identify that, we have to appreciate. We have to appreciate. Usually, the parents, teachers, and all the elders are lacking in appreciating our children. We are always finding faults and say no. That is why they are becoming very much possessive and not at all ready to open. When we are always after a session handling by a resource person anywhere in schools or colleges, they are asking people to stand up and ask some doubts or questions. Usually no one is standing, one or two. But one or two starts, then others start asking questions like in the beginning I asked to raise their hand. One or two when raise his hand, others will also. That is what we are seeing everywhere. So that is because of the less self-confidence. We have to make the children confident in everything. They have to face challenges. Life is always full of challenges. When someone to reach some position, they have to face challenges. Gigi Thompson sir was there in the chief secretary. That time I know about the Ananta. That was a very biggest challenge as a chief secretary, and that time Biju Prabhakar sir was the collector. These two people at that time done a great job to make our Trivandrum in such a level. Faced many challenges. They are all the challenges faced with courage, with high courage, no doubt. That courageous persons are forming because of the courage which are, or through the appreciation or the support from the parents as well as teachers. If people are always lagging behind, usually they cannot come forward. They will not ready to take challenges to complete that process what they were assigned. So many issues which we are facing in our state, that is true. Stars talked about brain drain. That is the biggest issue which we are talking about. No doubt, after 2030, all the people went from Kerala as well as from all the 28 states and other territories from India will come back. They will settle here. They will settle. Drastic changes will happen in our nation, in our Kerala state also, about universities or about education institutions. Everything will change. For that only National Educational Policy introduced, NEP 2020. After 36 years of studies and at the end of the leadership of Kasturi Rangan, the rocket scientist, 6 years of studies with the 10 panelists, introduced National Educational Policy, one of the biggest educational changes going to be happen in this century in India, only in India, in all over the world. That will make a good change, and all the universities, all the politics which are facing by the authorities of universities or everywhere will change, no doubt at all. MPhil is replaced, 4-year degree is introduced. In between, students can leave, rejoin, they can do their work, they can earn money, they can continue for 5 years, discontinue and rejoin and complete 5 years, and they will get post-graduate degree. If they are completing 7 years, they will get doctorate in their subjects. Like that, many changes will happen. It will introduce into Kerala, no doubt at all. 4 degree course earlier in Kerala, always the authority or the government, state government will tell, no, we will not. We will not start 4-year degree course. We will not implement NEP 2020. It is implementing. Without implementing, 700 crores will lapse in school level and higher education level. So it will be introduced. It will be introduced all over the state in India. After introducing NEP 2020, 25-26, the students are going to write board examination uniformly. Uniformly. Only one pattern, content might be same. Different, content might be different. But 2030, content will also be same. Everything will change. So, when we are talking about life skills, we the teachers, and as well as the parents or the authorities, all having a vital role to make our children about all the parameters related to life skills and all from childhood onwards, at least from third standard onwards, even from 3 years onwards. That is why we have changed 5+3+3+4 system. So the first 5 years is very important. From there onwards, we have to make our children about know themselves, self-awareness, self-motivation, self-development, and make the children to respect themselves, respect others. Thank you very much. Any questions comes, I will answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jyotish sir. I request the madam to be ready with your presentation. Niroshika Karwadina, the preschool teacher, counselor, emotional intelligence and life skill training team, Sri Lanka. So in between a small change, like Jijo sir want to commit back to his another work, he'll be leaving. If there is any 1 or 2 questions, if you want to ask right away to the sir, we can conclude with those questions.
It's a very difficult proposition because you see, when I said the teaching community as a whole, I found that is a major stumbling block in introducing these life skills. This is from my experience, I was saying. But then it is a very difficult question, like what you said. Say, like when you have a parent-teacher meeting, the parents will come and look at the answer sheet and start comparing it with another answer sheet, and then will say, how come that my child was given only 2, the other one has given 2.5. I've seen with my own eyes that, this is something which parents are not bothered. They only want the child to score higher and higher marks. So somehow we have to change. This is a vicious circle. We have to break it. So a lot depends on the teachers, because they are the ones who can, probably, take this message to every other child and parent. I keep on saying that, that education is like a tricycle. The cycle, the tire and the front wheel is the guru. The 2 ones on the rear side, one is the student and one is the parent. Unless these three to move together, this thing will not move forward. So definitely we have to make a change. I only said one major challenge which I am facing, but I mean consciously we can make some change. You know, if we keep on telling everyone, see, like all the students or who are listeners who are here, should go back and tell whomever is possible that this is the most important thing that we need to do. And somehow this message has to be spread far and wide. Thank you very much, ma'am. You know, this is a new insight which you have given to me. And fortunately, tomorrow we are having our academic council in Bhavika. You know, Sunita is a member of the council, and we will definitely we'll look into the suggestion which you have made. Thank you very much. Are you here tomorrow? Uh-huh. I see. Yeah, we will see. Yes, this is honestly I have not taken care of this aspect. I will now definitely take care of this. Yeah, sure.
I was actually quite curious to understand something that you mentioned in terms of the outreach that you've had with regards to LSE. So I wanted to know that, you know, how many, have you studied the impact before and after? And if so, what has the change been and what is the kind of numbers that you're seeing? Also, since you mentioned that a lot of these sessions are pre-recorded sessions, what is the impact of learning and what is the kind of learning atrophy that happens? Any thoughts around that as well?
I tell you that, you know, before we started this program, we conducted an independent survey and among the students we gave them some questionnaire and asked them to answer it quickly. I gave them only 15 minutes. Said they should not consult the parents or teachers, give the answer quickly like this. And based on that, you know, we made an analysis and found that nearly 69% of the students felt that they require good trainers. 1 out of 2 said that we want reliable information, which means both are lacking in the schools. because teachers generally they come and teach and they don't know what's happening elsewhere. Say you know, the classes which we now you know, like the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, what is happening is they are not allowing the students to bring telephones to their schools, so they have to screen this in the classroom itself. From every day 3 to 3:15, it is being screened in the class with the teachers and students listening to this carefully. And the teachers tell me that this is of great use to them because they are getting new inputs. And this is coming regularly, you know, by small installments. So they say that it is of great use to them. Now, see, now we are going to make an assessment of our children, what they have imbibed from our classes. That assessment is going to take place in another 2 weeks' time. So after that, we will be able to know whether this has made any change. Let me tell you that I am not going to say that this is going to make massive changes. I am a person who believes in marginal changes. The only marginal changes will take place, I tell you. It is impossible to make all these changes because there are so many factors interplaying, and it is not possible to make a overall change. This we can talk, we can lecture, we can speak about it, but honestly, to get this work done, you have to make small but sure steps. That is the way to move forward. So thank you, ma'am. We will let you know how it is progressing. Thank you very much. We both of us have to attend another program. You know, in fact, I'm going to Dr. Jyoti's Chandran school now. So we need to leave now, and thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, for the thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Niroshika, I am extremely sorry to making you to stand almost 5-6 minutes. Please go ahead with your...
Okay. First of all, good afternoon to all honorable invited guests and my fellow panelists and all the participants. We are from Sri Lanka. We are Emotional Intelligence and Life Skills Training Team Sri Lanka. We are a pioneer non-profit organization. We have more than 18 years of experience, and we have already served more than a million individuals in Sri Lanka. And our team consists of professionals from diverse backgrounds such as marketing, education, I am teacher myself, software engineering, technology, nutrition, psychology, like that. Also, our team consists of individuals of all ethnicities, age differences, and all variety of differences. So our team expertise in theoretical as well as practical aspects in emotional intelligence life skills development, video development, social marketing campaigns, product development, as well as youth development, as business development, and counseling, drug demand, nutrition, and etc. We have lots of services. Our team does not consult or promote directly or indirectly any individual organization that involves in harmful activities such as alcohol or smoking. That's our principle. Our vision is a healthy society where everyone is at their true potentiality. Our mission is to enhance health and true potentiality through human and environment development. We value and respect all cultures and traditions, religions and ethnic groups, right livelihood, and gender equality. We follow the life skills recommended by World Health Organization and the Daniel Goleman's emotional intelligence model. So these are our services. We are specialized in training and consultations, social marketing campaigns, product development, and insight and research. We are recently started the insight and research aspect. So these are the skills we follow. As an organization, initially, as you know, in 2004, tsunami hit Sri Lanka. So we identified that tsunami victims' emotional and social needs are not addressed. That's how we engaged in addressing their needs. Then as time goes, we expanded our training and consultancy towards ex-combatants and military. We are the only training team who have worked with ex-combatants and military. So as well as we expanded our services to international organizations, government organizations, private organizations, as well as the youth. So we do social marketing campaigns with international organizations such as S4IG. Also, we have developed educational videos on improving emotional intelligence and life skills. We have developed a mobile app about improving emotional intelligence and life skills, as well as we are into gaming industry, how to improve e-waste management through a game. Yes, so we have worked with many organizations and international and government organizations such as UNDP, UNFPA, Asia Foundation, Scope Global, World Health Organization, many of the organizations. Our future plan is to build 100% free international emotional intelligence and life skills training and research center in future. So it's 100% free, but if anyone is like to pay, they can pay as wish. So that's what I have to tell about my organization. If you have any questions, I can answer after these sessions.
Thank you, Madam Niroshika. So I request Dr. Rama Bide for your sharing of your experiences, please.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a long morning, I think, but we have had some excellent sessions from our possible collaborators, is what I would like to understand, because this whole session, the concept behind it is to understand how different people are working in the field of life skills education so that we can learn from each other. So I would like to start with a brief background about our organization. Alpha School of Life Skills. Yes, thank you so much. So we are working in the field of life skills development for students. We are a recognized startup and we have been incubated. We have been incubated for 6 months in both of these organizations. So this is when we were inducted in the field of life skills in 2019 during the conference of ICLSE in Bangalore. And it's been 4 years now, but what we had discussed briefly in that conference was when we were starting, what we felt were the 3 challenges in the domain of life skills. The experts here could also share their views later or ask questions. One was the clear lack of awareness why life skills is required, which is what we have been deliberating on for the last 1.5 days now. Plus a lack of practical curriculum. Like I was also discussing with Ms. Upasna Roy also yesterday, that there is a lot of curriculum there, but if we ask the students, it is not getting implemented properly. And a lack of delivery system. What we had suggested back then as possible solutions is a structured curriculum, a delivery system, but most importantly, the need to drive awareness about the need of life skills. So, as soon as we started with this journey, we entered the lockdown era, and so we thought of how we can continue this journey, and that's why we started off with some online sessions, just some brief glimpses on what we did online. Parallelly, what we were trying to learn was what actually the learners require. We conducted webinars, just like Pramila ma'am was also saying, we conducted webinars, we did workshops in schools, we conducted online, and parallelly we were doing interviews with the parents, we were doing surveys, we were speaking with the educators and having one-on-one conversations with parents to understand what it is that they require. And they shared some expectations from the curriculum. One is that we don't want it to be like a summer camp. We don't want like one session, you come and do it for 2 hours and you go. We want it to be a regular intervention. It can be effective when it becomes a part of the student's routine academic schedule. And of course, we have to gauge the impact over 1 or 2 years. And teachers' involvement should be there because they are also observing the students. Parallelly, the atmosphere at home should also be conducive for life skills education. Yesterday, as Gigi sir said, algebra over adulting. So that is what is still continuing. If a student goes back to home with an activity sheet of life skills, and if a parent says, why are you doing this? Have you finished all your other homework? So this attitude in parents also needs to be changed. In order to be able to do it properly, we established an advisory council who comprised of experts from education, principals, teachers, who could guide us how to implement this in school. We took a quick feedback as to the mode of life skills training. How should this training be conducted? The majority response was for a mixture, that there should be in-person sessions, but there should also be some support online so that there is a continuity. Then we asked the frequency of sessions. So as Gigi sir also said that there is some apathy when it comes to schools accepting or understanding the requirement of a life skills curriculum to be implemented in the schedule or in the timetable. But by the rare chance that we do get a couple of schools who are interested, then comes a lack of time. Where do we have the time to implement some sessions like this? And that is where we found that on an average, we may get very few sessions in a year. So how can we formulate some topics which can be included in that stringent timetable? So based on what we understood is the curriculum has to be practical and it has to be very easy to implement. So this is how we thought we could design a curriculum. This is what we were advised to have the quarterly, a broad theme based on which we could have different subtopics. We were also able to publish this article in an international journal. And to share with you the impact, I feel it's better to have a look at a quick video. Can you play this?
Where is the PPT? It's already here. This one.
Okay. So for the lack of time, we'll just move on to the slides. So after we conducted these programs for a year, and then we gave a simple self-assessment to the students to check whether what we are doing is actually having some impact. We asked them very basic, simple questions to answer, and we found that more than 9 out of 10 students felt that they actually learned something new from these workshops. 9 out of 10 students felt that they understand themselves better after participating in the workshop. 9 out of 10 students felt that they could remember and plan the tasks they need to do better than before the workshops. More than 9 out of 10 students felt that they could identify and manage their emotions better. And 86% students felt they were more eager and confident to participate in class than before the workshops. And what we all look for with life skills education is whether this life skills education is having any impact on overall performance. And more than 6 in 10 students confirmed that the workshops had improved their performance in academics and social interactions. The main complaint which we have with children nowadays that they do not interact socially is what we could see. Now the next step to look is what we are trying to do is how to make this program more impactful. I was muted. Okay, so what we are trying to understand now is how to make this program more impactful. What we are thinking of applying is a flipped classroom model, because what we experienced it is that we are getting very less time. In the strict and stringent timetable of a school, we are getting very, very less time to actually implement this in the best way that we want to. So we have developed an app where we would first upload very small bite-sized modules about the topic. It is expected that the students would have a glance of it. The entire module on any one life skills would be around less than 30 minutes also. And after which, this is just how our app looks like. It's in the form of a mobile as well as web app. It has components which will attract different learning styles as well, because there are videos, there are e-books, there are assessments which we would like to them to conduct. There is reading material, and we have also enabled activity sheets uploading, so that whenever anyone can complete an activity sheet, it can be uploaded and the assessor can have a look at it. So this is how it will look like. And now this will play a very important role for the parents to take an active participation, because even parents need to know what life skills are and what is their importance in their children's life. So they can learn about life skills themselves, they can learn it on the app, and during the activity sheets has been created in such a way that they can do it together with their parents. And that is how parents can also get a chance to pass on their life experiences while doing these activities together. Now, when it comes to students, since we also conduct in-person workshops, say a student is absent on a day, he will miss out on that life skills session because there is no textbook per se that we are using and we are implementing. So how can that student make up for lost learning? Through the modules which are being made available on the app. And because there will be a regular intervention, the most critical part to any skill is to make it into a habit. With that, I would just again try to show a small video if the technical thing permits. With that, I would like to close my presentation. Let's get this. So with that, I would just like to leave with a message that since we are talking about empowering our future, so let's prepare our children today for the challenges of tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Rama Madam, for the wonderful work which you are carrying out in the field of life skill. Please continue the same for the furthermore to reach more number of children in this area. So thank you very much. Now I request Richa Tyagi and Anamika Vishwanath from Miracle Foundation India. Thank you, Madam.
No presentation. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, esteemed panelists and all the participants. Thank you so much for this opportunity to Miracle Foundation at the last moment to share about our perspective and work. First of all, I really want to express that we've been here and in the conference for the last 2.5 days, and it has been really enriching to be among the stellar presence of teachers, educators, research scholars, administrators, and get to really understand the vision which is rooted in even in the national education policy of the premise of LSE. We wanted to place here and bring to the table another perspective, and before that, I am Richa Tyagi. I have my colleague Anamika Vishwanath with me. I also have colleagues in Preetam Prasoon in the audience, raise your hand, and Yamuna Menon who are here. So just wanted to, can we, we know that 40% of the population in our country is children. And if you look at it, I mean, as per the availability of the limited data, more than 2.45 crores or almost close to 3 crores children are in that category of vulnerable orphan population. And the situation on ground is that why that vulnerability? Because of the breakdown of families, because of the economic situation. Excuse me, I'm just getting this. Okay, because of the, the whole economic vulnerabilities, because of the chronic health issues, because of alcoholism, substance abuse, isolation, children getting involved in crime. So the situation out there is such which results in lot of vulnerabilities. Children get into child labor, child trafficking, child marriage, and also an important aspect for us to look at that children get separated and go to childcare institutions. And this is the purview which I want to bring here of the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2021. And what we see, this phenomena of institutionalization, if you look at it, the data tells us that there are around close to 55,000 children in institutions, roughly 7,000 childcare institutions. Even in COVID, it was about 1,64,000 children who were sent back home from the childcare institutions. And if to a little bit reflect on the situation in the CCIs, in the childcare institutions, is that, and also we have research on how it impacts the brain development. And what we see here is that children often, when they get separated from family, are in institutions, grapple with attachment disorders, difficulty in regulating their emotions, difficulty in behavioral control, a low self-esteem, and whole lot of issues. And it's that is where, the life skills education, the perspective of life skills education plays a very, very significant role. And what we see in our work, like we from Miracle Foundation India have been working for the last 23 years. The vision is really a family for every child in our lifetime. And the two important areas or the strategic goals of the work is, number one, look at a safe family for a child. How do we prevent separation of children from family and ensure that there are mechanisms in the community level, at family level, to strengthen so that children remain with families, children, stay with families. The other is to look at, if at all children get separated and they come into the realm of the child protection system, the Juvenile Justice Act purview, how do we look at really looking at, because the data also tells us globally that 80% of children who come into institutions have someone or the other back home. So how do you look at mechanisms to reintegrate children back home? In our work, we have really looked at how do we carry this out in a systematic way, and the approach is to work with the child protection system. The approach is to collaborate with the key players, the government, the state governments, and the important stakeholders in the whole ecosystem, be it other civil society organizations, be it the service providers, looking at how do we really strengthen the process. But as we, over the years, learned and reflected, we realized that a systematic process of case management plays a very important role in ensuring that the needs and situations of children and families are properly assessed, and that is where we have developed a methodology called Thrive Scale methodology, which really complements the already existing tools provided in the Juvenile Justice Act called Individual Care Plan and Social Investigation Report. But looking at this case management process, important aspects are where one is looking at assessing what are the concerns as well as what are the strengths that the family has, and which can be worked upon. But an important aspect is to then work on preparation. So as I mentioned about the Thrive Scale methodology, really looking at the situation of the child and family along the fundamental well-being domains, which is family and social relationship, the living conditions of the family, the household economy, the livelihood, the income situation of the family, health and mental health, and the most important, another area is education. And that is where the role of life skills education in our work plays a very important role. Over the years, we developed a set of 22 life skills modules, and particularly, really some of the key ones focusing on problem solving, decision making, expression of emotions, stress management, and so on. Which we looked at, how do we look at preparing children while they are in the process of being transitioned from the childcare institution, or even when they have gone back to the family, how do you really look at sustaining and looking how are this training of life skills to children is helping enhancing their confidence, their self-efficacy, their resilience. So we will, you will get to hear more about that in that session. But I'll quickly invite my colleague Anamika to also perhaps give us a more deeper perspective on her engagement with children and youth, and particularly from the lens of life skills education, and referring to some of the focus group discussions she's had with children who've been reintegrated or children who are in the process of getting reintegration. So Anamika, would you like to give a little glimpse of that?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity here to bring forward. And I think this is something that I've noticed in the last day and a half that we have been listening to, is that a lot of the discussions and thoughts that are being shared are very academic in nature. And what happens is on the field, the requirement for the children is slightly different. And I was very happy to hear Dr. Rama today because she brought in the perspective of issues regarding delivery and implementation, and also how the children are reacting to these sessions. So, with Miracle Foundation's work, what we realize that when we are working with children from the age group of 15 to 25, which is our youth program, and we've had some focus group discussions with these children to understand what is that they really require, what is the skill that they feel is important, how do they want this to be delivered to them. If you look at some of the content that is being available online as well as shared as resources, most of this is not meant for teachers or practitioners. It's very academic and it is not for the audience. So right now, Miracle Foundation is actually in the process of redoing our own perspective to life skill education, bringing in our 23 years of experience in working with young children and young adults. And basis that, we want to, make available resources which are practical in nature, effective and impactful. And like we are presenting a paper today, hopefully in the years to come, we will be able to present some numbers on the kind of work and impact that we've been doing. And happy to collaborate and connect with more people here to, focus on some of the solutions, because I've been hearing words like children should not, should have, may not, may, should, appreciate. All of these expectations are made out of children, but most of the time it's the adults who need to do the work. So I would recommend and suggest if we can work together in creating modules and sessions that are more impactful from the perspective of the children, keeping in mind the impact. I think that is the new way forward. So if anybody is interested, we can probably connect post the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Both Richa and Anamika for your sharing your experience and works with Miracle Foundation. So now I request Snehal Shah, Research and Impact Specialist, Quest Alliance, Bangalore, and followed by Abhilash Nath, so Livelihood Chairperson, Center for Life Skill Training, Chennai.
I'll try and stick to my time and we'll skip through fast. So Quest Alliance is an NGO based out of Bangalore and having presence across the country, established in 2008, so working almost for more than 2 decades now. Almost 1.5 decade. And we work with both children and young adults. So it's school to work transition, enabling 21st century skills is the focus of our work. So quickly, 21st century skill, life readiness, gender sensitivity, career skills, STEM mindset, digital literacy, fluency, doing all this while working with government schools and also the government industrial training institutes, which is the ITIs, and through partnership with many CSOs, many NGOs working around the country. So partnerships with government and partnership with CSOs. That's where we try and reach the most most on the margins or most on vulnerable kind of population. So these are the few states, 8 focus states for our schools program and 8 focus states for our youth program. We are reaching currently around 3 lakh students and 1.5 lakh young people through our outreach. We also work with many collaborations. So one of the collaborations that we have, we are the member secretary of at the organization, is the Future Rights Skill Network, where the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, MSD, which is the national level ministry, is a partner along with some funding partners and 400 plus, 8 CSO partners, where the work around the government ITI happens. Within the school program, we have around 1,500 plus schools, 18,000 plus educators that where we have trained. I was listening in the morning, points of discussion around the teachers being the main hurdle. From our experience, what we have learned is blended learning and teachers, working with teachers is really what works well and sustains the program and sustains the impact overall on a long term. So we have a long history of working with teachers as well. One of the highlights, quickly skipping through the youth program, our content, the curriculum, digital version and print version now has been taken up by the ministry. So MSD, in all the government ITIs, Government Industrial Training Institutes, ITIs have a employability skill subject, a formal subject, which is called employability skills, but it is mainly the life skills that you and I are talking about. So that subject now has the content that we have been, producing and sharing with the government, and all the ITIs across the country are using that. The digital version is on the Bharat Skill portal of the government, and the print versions are also there available at the ITIs. So trying to stick to my time, today I wanted to bring at least the 2 highlights of our work. Our work is vast and you can skim through on the website. Where EdTech innovation is there, we have been, we have a app, we have a World of Work app also, we have a WhatsApp chatbot to interact with school students, we have a career quest game to ensure school to work transition kind of thing for school students. The main thing that we, focus ourselves currently on is the research, is the thought leadership, where we conduct researches, then have seminars and conferences where we share this for the future. So I'll be talking about one of this study today. But before I do that, another plank of our main work is the collaborations. So we are part of Life Skills Collaborative. It's called Life Skill Collaborative LSE, or is the project Sampurna, Karnataka Model School Pathways Program, Scratch Education Collaborative, and Future Right Skills Network. So the 2 things that I'm going to talk about right now is one of the collaborative, The Life Skills Collaborative is actually a 3-year-old collaborative which has 18 organizations. Some of them are funders and some of them are working with governments. So 4 state governments, Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan and Mizoram, they also became part of this collaborative's effort. And what has already been done in these collaboratives are these focus areas. So first thing that we thought, there needs to be a common vocabulary across India. There are so many players working in the field of life skills, government programs, individuals, NGOs, and what somebody understands with, say, digital literacy, somebody defines it differently in a digital fluency, or somebody thinks about problem solving in some way and somebody assesses problem solving in some other way. So first of all, if we, in the line of NEP 2020, if we want to make life skill education holistic, equitable and consistent. Consistent is also a word which we are trying to emphasize. If there has to be a life skill education that has to reach the fisher folks of Chennai to the tribals in Odisha or Gujarat, there has to be some consistency without making a monoculture. We will keep a forest but have a minimum consistency somewhere. So glossary was the first effort that this collaborative took, and now currently there are 52 life skills defined in it in 6 languages. So that's the whole work of the collaborative is a open source, available for everybody, non-paywall based. So it's all for use in public domain. Also assessments. So most of the government partners were very keen on how do you assess life skills. So that was tried out in 4 states. There were two tools for adolescents, 11 to 14 and 15 to 18 age groups. One around social emotional well-being, and one around future readiness of adolescents. And there were also assessment tools for teachers. One tool for teachers and one tool for the whole system. How ready is the system to actually take on life skill education? So these 4 tools were piloted and rolled out. The other part was the voices, where we spoke with young people, teachers, government stakeholders and parents to find out what do they need, how do they recommend that life skill education should happen. So this is a glimpse of it. This is about life glossary. I'm going to skip it quickly. It's right now available in English, Hindi, Marathi, Mizo, Kannada and Gujarati. Assessments, as I said, you can go onto the website and try those tools, write to them and get those toolkits and try it out in your work area. That's possible. Voices also, we have collected 26,000 youth voices. We spoke, surveyed, and 37,000 youth stakeholders again surveyed in the next round. So 2 rounds of speaking with your young persons and their parents. So all these things, like 1 or 2 quickly, would be that life skill word is such a, some people think say cooking. So right now the way life skill gets defined in everybody's mind, right from school teachers to ITI trainers to parents and youth, that is coming out of this survey that we did. One of the recommendations that both school teachers and ITI trainers did is that this life skill education has to start early from school, right from primary classes to lower primary and upper primary. So the other point, the last point that I want to make here, so Quest Alliance, as I was saying, on thought leadership and on future facing researches, we have realized that our students, our learners, currently India is 7th most vulnerable country with respect to climate extremes.
5 out of 20 Indians are highly vulnerable to all three like extreme events. 3 out of 4 districts in India are extreme event hotspots. So not just climate change, this study that we did was around climate future literacy, but overall future literacy as a capability has already been defined by UNESCO, and there is so much work happening in many countries. UNESCO has 110 future literacy laboratories across 44 countries. Our neighbor Bangladesh, the Prime Minister's office has already taken a nodal cell within the PMO in Bangladesh. They have started working on how to teach this futures literacy across schools. And why future literacy is important is something that we try to study here. How do we do it in India? And so Questali's team went and spoke with 600 plus young people living in 3 states, 36 districts. And what happens through that is that currently when our young people think about future, it's mainly what is possible, probable. So, and that brings an anxiety. There's so much uncertainty, there is so much dystopian worldview out there that it saps away the agency of our young persons themselves. So the way this future literacy and future capability has been defined and has been worked upon across the globe, this has been used by future think tanks or the decision-making bodies at government levels, this whole exercise. Now, what future literacy can do is to democratize that tool, that capability of imagining futures and bring the agency of the young people forward, where they shift from anxiety to hope and a possibility of what they can do, what their village can, what their state should do. So all those, so that is something that we invite you to look at. There is a report on the website. We had a Quest to Learn conference where we presented, and in future also we'd like to invite you to delve deeper into this. That is something which we are inviting all our collaborators to think about, and let's prepare our young people with this kind of capability. So with those words, I'd like to end. And there is an impact story, a video, but it will take 4-5 minutes. If we have time, maybe at the end we can look at it.
Thank you, madam, for the wonderful effort and the work which you are carrying out in the field of life school education. It is really very impressive, the work which you are doing. Of course, I want to make one to comment at the end. Also, some request is also waiting for you. Abhilash Nath, yeah, please. Abhilash is representing from Center for Life Skill Training, Chennai.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I know that we are in a difficult position to listen a speech over life skill education. I'm Abhilash Nath, head of livelihood programs in CLSL. CLSL is one of the organizations formed by the eminent professors like Radhakrishnan Nair sir and Regu sir from Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development to act in Kerala and India in a volunteer basis to promote life skill education. Now this organization little bit more ahead than promoting volunteerism. We are into a larger scale skill development programs in corporate social responsibility way. So Center for Life Skill Learning formed in 2014 with a volunteer group of Rajiv Gandhi National Institute alumni. We impart life skill training to young people, parents, teachers and other professionals to achieve academic and non-academic aspects of life. Altogether, the organization works for the holistic development of young people. So our leadership team with Mr. Ashokan Mara, who's the director of CLSL, and then it's Anitha Krishnamurthy, secretary, and Dr. Shivadas as coordinator. And obviously we have mentors like Radhakrishnan sir and Regu sir for making our future CLSL and our volunteers future ready actions. So when it comes to leading principles, CLSL visualize young people personalities, and people shall have empowered to take informed decision as they gradually grow. As Madam said, it is also part of a capability approach of Amartya Sen, who visualized this thing. We have to have an agency to take informed decisions. That's kind of empowerment and ability to can be and do we promote through life skill education. Our mission CLSL provides life skill education to different education age groups in order to reach the unreached for realizing their goals and maximize their potentials. Our core concepts lies on a three concept: training, research, education and environment. When it comes to our activities, we basically promote life skill education program across all the specters. So we collaborate our life skill education programs with health, environment, skilling, livelihood initiatives. Wherever it is possible, we provide this training program. We include this life skill education program to overcome their challenges and addressing their problems, what they faces in their day-to-day lives. So when it comes to our CSR projects, we basically currently before few years it was a volunteer-based organization. We collect donations and do, but now it is little more ahead to take some CSR projects. Currently, we partnered with American India Foundation, First American Terrain for various CSR projects. So currently, we do have projects called LEAD. LEAD is Livelihood and Enhancement Actions for Differently Abled. This LEAD program we visioned as vision for helping persons with a disability. Here, with this through this LEAD program, we providing skill education and some kind of employability. So it's a collaborative venture to fulfill their livelihood needs. So Train Her is one of the program which we are planning to start. It means it's already we signed MOU with Terrain and all this program to provide life skills and retail skills to young women in the age group of 18 to 28. Before March 31st, we are planning to cover 75 young women from Ernakulam district to fulfill these activities. And when it comes to Punk is a program, again it comes under LEAD program, but Punk is a different program. We signed with Terrain program. Here in Kerala, we are going to train 50 candidates on life skills and retail skills and placing them in corporate organizations. And we basically believe in volunteer actions, and we do have around 150 volunteers across India who works for life skill education promotions. So basically we work with vulnerable community engagements and employability. We promote employability skills and life skill education for solving the unemployment issues what we discussed in our earlier session. In Kerala, we know that we are facing a serious problem of graduate unemployment in Kerala. So that all our program, what all are the program we are implementing, we ensure the sustainability. We used to have a sustainability action platform. It ensures the retention of the candidate and ensuring some key takeaways for them. So means all our programs, all our programs, what we discussed here, and end of the day, they will be placed in some of the corporate organization, or they will be starting a enterprises development for solving the problem what they faces in their life. So when it comes to Abhyudaya is an exclusive life skill education program which works for jail inmates and the normal youth. So in this program, we covered around, me basically focus on skill development program. It started in 2015. Vulnerable communities, tribal youth, rural youth, migrant youth, and jail inmates, targeting 25,000 candidates every year. Major tools we used to change this situation: life skill education and career guidance. Almost we trained around 8,556 candidates, females around, males and females around 9,238 females we trained. Age group, within the age group of 15 to 28, and on 15 institutions we covered. We are collaborated and we are working with them. Impact, around 5,000 employed in various government, corporate companies. I mean, through this action, we completely engaging in the community, and through this action, we have a key retention tracking system. How this training program benefited for these candidates, who spend their time with us, and we found that around 5,000 employed in various government and corporate organization, and around 60 plus enterprises, small scale industries and enterprises developed through our intervention. So when it comes to Lakshya is uplifting dropout youth to a standard level. Means in Kerala, we know that Palakkad district is one of the low performing district in educational aspects. Means in every year when the SSLC and plus 2 result comes, this district shows the level, means this district's performance in this, the passing rate and the performance in education is very low. It stands in 14th positions up to few years of up to 2015. And CLSL had an intervention here in Palakkad districts for this with the life skill education as a key tool. Now for the last few years, Palakkad districts performing, we were able to reach around 22,000 students, and the position on academic dropout and reintegration was higher in this system. And we are providing academic and non-academic support, life skill education, peer mentoring. We utilizing international volunteering opportunities, remedial teaching, and collaborated with premium institutions like IIT Palakkad, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute, Gandhigram Rural Institute. These people used to volunteer there and engaging with these candidates and utilizing life skill education as a key tool to empower them. So this was one of our major activity. I previously explained this about this Train Her project in Ernakulam, Cochin. It's targeting 75 young women to get employed in this year. This is on ongoing mobilization and all other activities going. It's a CSR project under Terrain. Pang also a disability project under lead. So this program, this activity aims to 50 candidates. Okay, so these are some of our corporates recruiting from us. We built a very good network across corporate companies to place the candidates. This is for normal candidates and disabled candidates. We are able to do this thing, do the placement for them. So last month, we inaugurated our Center of Excellence in Salem district, utilizing life skills and employability skills as a key tool to eradicate unemployment among persons with disability. It is supported by First American in India. Then some of the volunteer initiatives we replicated. So any questions means I can answer according to the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhilash, for concluding your presentation in the right time. Sorry, I will take just, I don't know how many of you have to raise the question. People are available here only. I'll take it that as a note. and we'll catch up them and for all our clarification. And I thank you all for sitting in the room and listening them and encouraging them the one side. Because when the food comes, when the smell of the food make us more hungry, and it will also make us not to listen anything what people speaking here. But starting from the Jiju Thompson and Pramila Tappe, Nilesh Patil, Niroshika, Rama Madam and Richa Tyagi, Anamika Vishwanath, Sen Shah and Jyotish Chandran and Abhilash, all of you have made a wonderful effort in your field, and you have taken it in a very positive way, and you brought it here with lots of effort. I know that the pain and effort behind of this. Moreover, bringing all our work together into the PPT, that is a very big challenge. We can speak without that, and you can make hours together. Traveling from Delhi to here, or traveling from Sri Lanka, Nepal, and making a 10 minutes of presentation. I really salute you all for your wonderful job which you are carrying out. Please go ahead with that further. So my note is for the beginning of 1-2 questions was raised for the judges sir. We can see the students of Kerala in all over the world. It's a very positive growth of the state of Kerala. On the same time, Kerala's colleges are having a shortage of students. This we have to think a lot. It is not a very silly matter. It is a very serious matter. The state of Kerala has to look into that, because you are all talking about the syndicate, vice chancellor. I don't think it is necessary for us in this forum. Why I am telling you that? So we are here for a very good business today. The how in the NGO conclave saying that how we can reach the unreached. The beneficiaries of inside the hall is not even 10%. But outside the hall it is 90%. You just imagine where we are and what actually we are doing in this kind of conferences. Second thing, if you look into the Kerala status of the elderly position, almost the many prominent cities as well as the rural areas, 30% houses are locked already, and another 30% only elderly people are living, because I work in the area of geriatrics. So where we have seen most number of the houses, single elderly is living. It is the one side concern. Of course, the government has taken up a lot of initiatives, work with that. Here also we have to concentrate. There is a lot of opportunities available to work with elderly and improving their life skill also in the age, in this particular age, which we have just started of touching in some places, but hopefully we will succeed in that. Then for the organizer, maybe the Rama Madam is here, Sheshadri sir is here, and many others are here. This is the time to think of, why can't you think of the International Association of Life Skill Educator or Life Skill Association. Maybe this may be the call of the hour. In India, you have already taken up a very strong initiatives. Of course, maybe the 1-2 universities already introduced the life skill education as a paper. And I promise you that wherever I go, I used to talk about this, to bring this as a core paper in the social work curriculum. Hopefully we'll succeed fast. Instead of going to the syndicate, we can do it in the BOS. So if it is approved in the BOS, of course all the other higher bodies will approve, which I have seen and it has implemented also. Then we have to look into the innovation part. Because we are just imparting the life skill education. What innovations we can do, this may be another strong area which you have to look into that. The further, maybe the Life Skill Association of India, you can constitute a life skill fellowship to encourage 1-2 research in a year. So which will help us to reach the larger number of population. So that is what my wish at the end of this NGO conclave. I have seen the different types of work, the different people who are working with the different types of organization. Your visions, your missions are totally different. Starting from the nursery schools or talking about directly to the community, you have reached the several aspects. If you all come together in a one forum in the name of International Life Skill educators or practitioner, whatever, I think much more work we can carry forward in the future, and this is also one of the very important aspects to lead our life peacefully and healthy. So thank you all the panelists who have spent your 2.5 hours plus, and also the the participant delegates, so who have supported us to make their presentation, also learning from their wonderful experience. Thank you one and all.
I thank all the speakers from the bottom of my heart who engaged us so very well through excellent talks and PowerPoints. I also thank all the online participants who joined us in this event, and I am much glad that we had the opportunity to listen to different organizations, even though many of them joined at the last moment. It was all our pleasure. Now is the time to embrace the presence of each one of you through a very small token of love. I invite Professor Dr. Raghuvi to present the memento to the moderator, Professor A.K. Mohan sir. Truly speaking, despite the technical issues, you very well handled the session, sir. Give a loud round of applause to Professor A.K. Mohan sir. Now I will call the speakers one by one. Please come forward. Dr. Pramila Thapa, founder of Life Skills Education, Nepal. Ms. Niroshika Karvadenia from Life Skills Training Team, Sri Lanka. Mr. Abhilash Nath from Center for Life Skills Training, Chennai. Ms. Rama Bhide ma'am from Alpha School of Life Skills, Mumbai. Srimati Richa Tyagi and Ms. Anamika Vishwanathan from Miracle Foundation. Snehal Shah from Quest Alliance. Thank you, Regu sir. To propose the vote of thanks, I invite Shehnaz SN to the dais.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais. Good afternoon, everyone. NGO Conclave was really a thought-provoking section which provided us with great insightful thoughts. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Professor A.K. Mohan, the moderator of NGO Conclave, Dean School of Social Science, Central University of Kerala. Next, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to former Chief Secretary Gigi Thompson sir. Then I would like to express my gratitude to Nilesh Patel from FPIA. Now I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Niroshika Karavenia Life Skill Training Team from Sri Lanka. Next, I would like to express my thanks to Rama Bhide ma'am, the Secretary of ICLSE. Next, I would like to thank Richa Tyagi and Anamika Vishwanath from Miracle Foundation, India. Next, I would like to thank Ms. Pramila Thapa, the founder of Life Skill Education, Nepal. Now, I would like to extend my gratitude to Snehal Shah, Research and Impact Specialist. Now, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Sri Jyotis Chandran, Chairman and Managing Director, Jyotis Educational Charitable Trust. I would like to also thank Abhilash Nath, Livelihood Chairman and Center for Life Skill Training, Chennai, Last but not the least, I extend my gratitude towards the audience for their support throughout the section. Thank you all.
Thank you all for joining. Now you can join for the lunch next door.